with some sort of like many-to-many relationship, or we could just start with like a has many belongs to, and then we'll just blow it up and make it go crazy. So let me orient you a little bit to what we got going on over here. So I literally just ripped the last lab. That's what I did, just so we have the same environment, because all I need is the skeleton, right? So if you remember, we got what? Apps models, right? We built this out. We have the config environment file, which is going to require everything for us. I have the old migration files, and then I have like the schema. Oops, right? And what is this? The gem file. All right, let's get this real quick. I'll explain a little bit what that is. And then we have the rake file. That starts our console, right? And it's going to pull in everything from our config file. So we're going to have all the access to all the models, and we should be good to go. I have little notes here. All right, so the first thing we should do is we should create these relationships. I have asked you all to come up with some high-speed relationships or models. Does anyone want to start? Wow, all the hands are up right now. I'm having trouble picking who I want to start us. I had like 30 minutes to think about this. We can build the squirrels if you want to. I don't think we did, right? We built something else.
Men, women, dates.
That is a great idea. Men, women, and dates. It is 2018, so we can get into.
I thought
like when I first heard that, this is what I heard. I heard men can date many women, right? And they know each other through dates. And women can date many men. But it's 2018, so like we'd probably have more models. There's like, you know, so like a gender.
Women Tinder? Maybe? Right?
Yeah. But then like men could date men.
Yeah.
Right?
Man,
and then
woman, man, woman, all between Tinder.
Tinder would be the joint table, yes. You know, why don't we do this? Why don't we take that as a great suggestion? Because that's suggestion number one. We don't always want to jump on that first offer, right? So let's hear some more. But that's a good one, yeah. It can get really confusing. I will explain something in the future, not in Mod 1, but it's called self-joining tables, where you can kind of refer to your own table as like, self-referencing table, where you can refer to your own table as like a different model. That gets real tricky. It's beyond the scope of what we're going for today. If you want, we'll talk about it like offline, or like I'll kill the recording and we can do it. But anything else? You can tell just everyone wants to say squirrels nest trees, but no one really wants to.
Can you just use that? I don't know why you don't. Like, you make it so difficult.
It's not. I just want to hear like more. So I'll take two more suggestions, and then we'll build squirrels nest trees if nothing else is crazy. Anna, yes. Yes.
How about online shopping? So you have shopper.
You gotta speak up. You have a shopper?
No, online shopping. Like you go online and you look at Amazon, for example.
Okay.
You would have the user, the shopper. Then you have the app, or the app, the Amazon app, or any app, the vendor app.
So you think, okay, so with that, explain it to me only using has many and belongs to.
And products.
Okay.
User has or can have many products. And vendor has many products. So the joiner would be the vendor in the app.
I think you see it, right? Yeah, I think you see it a little bit, yeah. David, and then we'll try Young again.
I guess.
But we'll hit up Jess too.
People, MealPal restaurants.
People,
MealPal and restaurants.
MealPal, and restaurants.
Yep.
That is a very good one. Use the has many belongs to. Use the big boy Ruby words.
People have MealPal as like many restaurants and people have many choices. They're different people. I don't know how it works correctly.
Did anyone want to help out?
People have many restaurants through MealPal. Restaurants have many people through MealPal.
Yes.
MealPal belongs to the restaurant. Oh, belongs to. Yeah, and MealPal belongs to the person.
Yes. So right here, MealPal is kind of like MealPal membership, right? Or MealPal subscription. All right. So yeah. So it'd be basically like lunch eaters, right? And like restaurants, and then the join table would be MealPal. All right. So that's a pretty good one. Yep. Jess, you got one? MealPal? You want to do MealPal? Just rub it in my face because I don't have it, and like 90% of you do.
I was thinking readers, librarians, and books.
You have like the most interesting ones. Right? Readers, librarians, and books. So use the big boy words. What are the?
So, reader has many books, librarian has many books. Reader has many librarians that serve him the books, I guess, through books. The librarian has many readers through those books that they serve to the reader.
How many times do you go to the library? Do you go to the library often? Do you like go to a lot of different librarians?
Barnes and Noble, right?
No, that's not a library.
Barnes and Noble is not a library.
It is not.
No, no.
It is not. Libraries are funded like
By the government.
Yeah.
Yeah. Veto on that one. But I think what you're trying to say is, like, I can, check out many books, right, through the library, and then kind of vice versa. But yeah, let's do MealPal. All right, cool.
Okay, we can't vote on those squirrels. That's not something
All right,
possible.
raise your hand for squirrels nest trees. 1, very good. And raise your hand for even your brother, dude. MealPal. Okay, 17 beats your 5. Yep. I suggest you hit, sir. Nobody?
yeah.
Yeah? Who got that reference?
Blackjack, bro.
That is a blackjack reference,
Hey,
but
come on.
where?
I don't know. I don't watch movies. I play.
Okay. It was an Austin Powers reference, right?
How?
Where Austin Powers, it's a movie from a long time ago. It would get awful reviews today, just like it got awful reviews back in the day. But all right, let's create this relationship, right? So, out of control. So we have, what are my models?
Cheaters.
So, right, so you have like some sort of like customer, right? What else we got?
Restaurant.
God, I wish we picked the easier word and MealPal, right? Check?
Check.
Cool. So what's the relationship here? All right, between customer, restaurant, and MealPal. So talk to me about customer and restaurant. Oh man. Restaurants. All right, here we go. Restaurants what? Yeah? Okay, and whoa, that was cool. Didn't know that did happen. So MealPal and customer what?
So MealPal belongs to a customer and to a restaurant.
Yeah. Yeah.
We need to add, through, MealPal, right?
Yeah. Are we tracking here? Oh man. Just having one of those days my fingers cramp up a lot. Does that happen to you guys? Oh wow. Sorry. So we have customer, restaurant, and MealPal. Cool. So what's next? Say it with me now. Bodegas. Yes, Jin.
You gotta create the migration.
Wow. Would have never saw that.
Migrate, then create the seeds.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do all that. Yeah. So do you know why? Like, so once we've established the association, right? What is creating the migration sort of doing?
Setting files. Do a migration.
Right? I'm doing that whole ORM, right? I'm going to write some sweet Ruby code so I can create tables, right? So the Ruby code is here, the migrations, and then when I actually migrate, Active Record is going to use those migrations to create a database based on my Ruby objects. Raise your hand if you understood that. All right, cool. So, what are the migrations? How do we create one? First, I got a bundle, right, just in case. Oh, that would be embarrassing. Good deal. Done. Nice. All right. Oh, sorry. Just throw that in there. This can be done anytime, right? Like a pizza bagel, right? Cool. Now, what else? How do I create this migration? In case I forget, I have a list of all my rake tasks. I heard it. What is it? Just like this? And then I get what? The best error message ever. Right? So what is it? Name equals. Create what? I have to create all the tables, right? So what are my 3 tables? Customers, right? Single or plural? All right, cool beans. Boom. What else do I need? Yeah? And then what else do I need? MealPals is kind of like one thing, right? You want to do like MealPal memberships? Or just... Is everyone... how do you guys want to name this? This is a little tricky, right?
I go for memberships because you look at this and look back. Let everybody know.
How about we do MealPal meals? Right?
Yeah.
That's what it is, right? It's like I know this lunch, I know this restaurant because of like a MealPal meal. Yeah?
Technically, a membership actually has a lot of discounts. MealPal membership with partners.
Yeah. So MealPal meals?
Meals makes more sense.
Yeah? So like a MealPal meal would belong to a customer and a MealPal meal would belong to a restaurant. Right? And then like they kind of come together. So you kind of like say it out loud sometimes, right? Does that all make sense? Cool, let's do it. Oh, whoa. Whoa. Should turn my notifications off in case all my boys try to hit me up for gains. You know what I'm saying? All right. Migrations are done. Cool. Let's just boop. Just so you all have it, right? Let's see. I can do this. What are we writing in? Cool. Oh. And you want a capital? Angry. So angry. Boom. Boom, boom. So we did create customers. Wow. Sorry. It's a bad day. Cool. Does that look about right? Actually, it's not really Ruby. This is like Unix. But I don't know if they take Unix. Or like Linux. Huh. Anyways, this is a code block.
A quick question. So
Send it.
We're always going to create a migration, right? At the beginning, could we have used just like DB migrate or no?
Could I have used DB migrate? What would happen if I just DB migrated? I heard a lot of whispering.
There's no migration. Run all the create all the migration files.
If I just rake DB migrate, it would create the migration files for me?
No, it will run the migration.
Yes, it would run the migrations, right? That's what you're going to say? It would run my migrations, but if I had no migrations, it would be like, guess what? I'm done. I definitely ran them. You know what I'm saying? Like if you had like 0 errands to do, and then your dad was like, "Hey, did you get all those errands done?" You know it, done, because you have none to do. You know what I'm saying? You can be like, "Sure did, Dad." I'm not gonna tell him Like I don't have any I don't have the errands to do.
They should add a feature.
Tell dad I have no errands. I'm just.
Somebody dad and errands and person.
Changing the same.
Dad gives me many errands. And I have many dads. Like, you don't know my life.
I don't know your life, and we can build that later. All right, that seems interesting. So I have all my migrations, right? What should I do?
Just one last thing. You don't actually like have to do it like that. You could just create it.
I can, in fact, in this migrate folder, just bang them out like new file, right? And I can just go 009, and then I can like create like whatever MealPal, like this. I can. .rb. I can.
I would say something about that. You know how to make a feature for creating migration in a lot of labs, so we can do it this way.
Yes. So specifically for the labs, right? If you're not pulling in like active record Sinatra and certain other features, you can't like rake create migrations. So what we've been doing is we've just been like hand jamming migrations. But what did I tell you about these sweet numbers here? These are timestamps, right? So if I just drop a 009, where's it going to go? It'll go first. So that migration will run first. And in fact, it probably will run. The proper way to do it is to actually rake db create migration so that like it's always like in order. Does that work? But some of the labs, yeah, you're just going to manually create them because they're very easy to follow, right? As you start to scale, it'll get kind of tricky because what winds up happening is this. If I'm working on, this is like real world stuff, right? If I'm working on a new database, right, and I want to create a table, and I'm on that like sequentially number system, in theory, I would be, what? I don't know. Let's just make one, all right? I'd be on 029, right, and I'd create this migration. Right? So here I am. I'm going to be working on this for a long time, right? Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4 days, right? Based on like a sprint. I'll explain what that is later. But I have like 4 days to finish this table that I have to do for my job, right? Very likely I'm going to take all 4 days because it's kind of complicated. Can you imagine a scenario where I have 3 or 4 or 5 other developers who also want to create a new migration? If they don't have the code that I'm working on because I never pushed it because I'm still working on it, right? They're going to look at the migrations. They're going to look at the schema, and they're going to be like, oh, the next one's 29, obviously. So then they're going to do, guess what? 029, create like another table, right? .rb. Table, right? And then what's going to happen? It's going to keep going like this, right? And then when we run migration, what's going to happen? It's going to see two 29s. And it's going to be like, I have no idea which one goes first. And then we have to have another meeting to discuss which one should migrate first because order matters, right? So my question to you is, do you want to have more meetings at work? They're very effective and they're absolutely necessary. All of them. All the time, right? So let's avoid meetings if we can.
Is there such thing as a version control list? Similar to like
Is there such thing as version control for migrations?
or like to prevent what?
To prevent the errors that I'm telling you, like if people double name the same thing? Yes, it's called rake db migrate, and it drops a timestamp. So that means that unless you made that db migrate at the exact same second as me, it's going to have a 1 second higher, and mine will run first because I beat you. You know what I'm saying? Or you obviously ran it first, and then I'm like following, and that's okay. So when we merge the code, right, it's just going to auto merge. Rake is going to see it as all like, all right, cool, this one, then we'll run this one, this one. Is that all? Does that make sense? Like a good real world practical scenario? Avoid meetings. Cool. Check. All right. I got to delete these things. Look at this. Bam. This is also bad practice. You don't want to like just blast away like migration files. But that one, that one we make exceptions for, right? Obviously. So what's next? Let's check back that. Where is that? We did that. We did that. What's next?
Create some tables.
Yeah, let's create some tables, right? Let's migrate. And what's the command for it?
Rake DB migrate.
Very good. Cool. So what does this mean? I definitely did. I definitely did. It took exactly 0.00 seconds to run each one. Because my computer is better than yours, or?
We didn't put any information.
That's right, because there's nothing in there. All 0 of my errands are complete. Took me 0 seconds to do them. And they're awesome. So let's check, right? How can we verify? This is our schema. All right, and what's this? What's this version? 0730175036? 0730175036. That means that these migrations, they ran, and this is all that's in my table. I don't actually have anything in them, right? That's dangerous because I think that my tables exist, but they really don't, right? So in case you run into this error, that's what happened. Like you were like super excited, you're like, yes, let's migrate, but you might have went a little too quick. So how do we maybe like go back on this one? We're like, just kidding, I don't want to actually do these changes. Huh? That's right. Rake DB create migration, right? And then name equals what? Fix column headers. Just kidding. We're not going to do that. But that would be like the right answer, right? If you did something, just make a new migration, fix it. Add columns, make a new migration, fix it. Add columns, make a new migration, fix it. But here, because it's literally just like one migration, right? We're going to make like kind of like a smarter like exception to it. We're just going to roll it back. And so it didn't actually do this. Am I done or should I do another? And one more again? Huh? Because I have all this amazing other code and database that I still have from my previous labs, my previous work, and all my users in here, my Facebooks, my tweets. If I drop that database, it's gone forever. Yeah, I could migrate again, but rake DB drop, right, which we don't really have here, but you want to avoid using drop because drop will drop everything. All your previous data is gone. Yeah? Everything in your database is gone. So we just roll back to here, right? So how do we do this? Help me out. Like this? Yeah. All right, the table block, cool. What's this? All right, what are our attributes in the customer class? Cool, right, like this? Oh, it's a string, cool. And it's a what now? Oh, that was angry. What else? Any other attributes for customers? Feeling lazy today? Cool, me too. Right, just leave that alone. Easy migration. What else? Are we done? Yes, this is going to be a heartbreak for a lot of you, right? Don't forget the end. What else? Just a little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Boom. A little bit of this. Boom. And what do we want for restaurants? Just name? Type? What? Come on, y'all just ate lunch. You should have all these lunch ideas. Rating.
Integer.
Very good. And it's a rating. Cool. Obviously, MealPal, 5 stars all the way. Except me. 0 stars. Type.
Stream.
I only do this not to be like super facetious, but it's because it helps you debug, right? When you see these things, the next time you do it by accident, you're gonna look at it and be like, oh yeah, no, of course. And I'm just trying to like help you out. So if I just type out what you say, it's because in your brain, unless you get really good, you get really practiced with the syntax, your brain is like, this is what I need, this is what I need. You're gonna start typing your thoughts, right? And then if that happens, you can always look back and be like, oh, I just need to reword it a little bit, or this is the correct syntax, or like, hey, I'm gonna do a quick check on it. You know what I'm saying? All right, anything else? I think that's a pretty good restaurant. All right, what else are we doing? Look up. Actually, I still have it from before. Bloop. Right? And what is this? How do we write this? Like this? Snake case? So what? Like this? Is that right? I'm trusting you on this one. If it breaks, we'll just fix it later. Because we all are great debuggers. Is this good? Yes or no? Who says yes?
The table?
Yeah, the table name. Don't be scared. Come on now. Well, there's only one way to find out. Who wants to test it? Oh, I'm sorry, MealPal. Sorry. Cool. Who thinks that is the correct way? Who thinks it should be all one? Well, let's test, all right? Let's find out. So what do we have here?
Integer.
All right.
Why don't we do daytime?
We can do daytime. That's going to be an interesting one. We'll include that here in a little bit. So what is this again in terms of its relationship between customers and restaurants? This is a join table, right? So this is the one that has to know about both, right? So it has to know about both models. And how do we let it know about both models?
Give it customer ID and restaurant ID.
Yeah, cool. All right. So like this foreign key is going to be referencing like the actual restaurant, right? Because a restaurant gets initiated with a primary key, all right? That's going to be the ID, and that's going to link it to the join table. Check. So now that that's done, let's update the README. All right. And before we migrate, haha, I fooled you. All right. What do we need to do? Create table details, right? So we'll just like rip one to kind of show you. Say again? Are you sure? Huh? Is that good? Yeah, that's fine. Has to mimic the class name in lowercase. So will it work? Let's test. Right? Who wants to test or who just wants to go for it? Who wants to just change it?
Test it. Test it.
Yes, always test. All right, thank you. If I did nothing else for you, always test. Cool. So now, what can we do?
Break it.
Break it. That sounded cool. Cool. Right? A little longer than my 0-second errand before. So how do I test? What I'm gonna do is I'm actually just gonna drop this, all right, a little bit here, all right. I made the models, boom, test, all right. I'll create the seeds. I'm probably gonna test after that. Test the seeds, then I test, get the party started, test the party, just drop it everywhere, right? Cool. So we're gonna migrate, right? We migrated. So how do we test? How do we test this migration? How do we test it? Who agrees? No? What would I need to test if I was in here? There's nothing in here, right? Uninitialized constant customer. Why is that? Why does customer not exist right now?
We haven't created that class yet.
I haven't created the class yet. So in order for me to test my migrations, this one's easy. And they're right there. Oh, just kidding. Restaurants, MealPal meals, and customers. Right? That's how you just test your migration. You just look to see which one. This one's kind of important, right? Wait, customers has. Oh, we got lazy. Yeah, customer only has one field. Restaurants got crazy. Yep, we're good? Cool. So what do we need to do now?
What was that?
Right? We did not do this yet, right? This is. So it doesn't really matter what order you do the models or the migrations. That's kind of why, like, I was just like, it's all good, right? So let's make the models then. Did I lose anyone on that? I lose you on that one? All right, cool. So how can we make this? All right, let's do it old school style, right? And what folder is it in? Exactly. And then that one has what? It's cool. And what do we need? Like this? Or lowercase? Like that?
Yeah.
Some of you are shaking your head. Oh, you're right. Is it customers or? Cool. The class is always singular. All right? Class is always singular. The Ruby models will be singular. The tables are always plural. The Ruby class models are singular, and the tables are plural. All right? So if you get weird errors, that's one of the first things I'm going to look for in your code. All right? What else can we do? Can we run one touch command? Yeah, let's do it. What else? What's the other one? Yes? No?
No.
Cool. What's the next one? Meal. How are we spelling this? Snake case, camel case, uppercase, lowercase, just in case? Huh? Snake case? Like this? Yeah?
What's camel case?
Oh,
I believe it's camel case.
word. I second that.
It's camel case?
Yes.
Well,
Just testing it.
just test it. Man, I've just been like waiting for that. Cool, cool, cool. So, what do we got here? Oops, sorry. You know what? I'm just gonna pull this. In case you forget, you know what I mean? What is this customer? Yeah, this is customer. And what does customer have? We talked about in the README, right? I'm just gonna rip this. Bloop. Has many, what? Restaurants? That doesn't look right. I think I'm missing a colon here. That looks about right. Yeah?
Question. In your schema, there are rides. Would that affect down the road?
In my schema, there are what?
I saw rides.
Yeah, there are rides.
Would that affect your code down the road?
Well, let me ask this. Am I ever going to call rides?
No.
So is it going to affect my code? No. I'm trying to like just do this so that you can see how an app builds out. I can build separate individual features for a larger app, and then the app starts to really scale. And you're already seeing what, like 6 migrations here? And then you could see it. Like if I've been working on this project for a year, how many migrations do you think I'm gonna have? Like 30, 40? All right, and then the schema gets like crazy big. But because I add a particular feature, doesn't break my other features. Does that make sense? So like I left this here on purpose. If I wanted to, I would just blow away the 3 original like migrations. I'd blow away the schema. I'd blow away the development database, and then I would just migrate from scratch. You know, but this is like how everything builds on each other, right? So now I'm gonna have what? What is this? This actually kind of works out pretty sweet. I can like literally build on Uber Eats on this, because then I can just add in some relationships with drivers, passengers, rides, MealPal, food. Like I just start building out models, right? And then my app just starts getting crazy, and then I sell it for like, a couple $1 billion, and I'm all like, haha, I'm out, son, right? That's basically what's going on. But good question. Anyone else had that question? If like some of this other files would like interrupt or mess with?
Awesome.
Naming conventions are important, right? So, what do we got? Customer has many restaurants. Is this gonna work? Definitely? So I'm gonna go to my restaurants through something called MealPal. Does MealPal exist here? How do I make it exist? What? What's the relationship between customer and MealPal? Oh, you're right. My B. Yeah? Minus the S? Yeah? Cool. So does MealPal Meals exist? What is the relationship customer and MealPals? Like this? MealPal Meals. Right? So what this is doing is it's saying I have a lot of restaurants through MealPal Meals. So MealPal Meals. Oh man, let's just zonk this real quick. What's this? How do we name this class though? Like this? I mean, I'm asking you. Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow. Universal consensus? Very good. And what is the relationship between MealPal, meals, and restaurants? Cool. Cool. A little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of that. Yeah?
Singular.
Huh? Yes! Be careful, be careful, be careful when you start doing this, all right? Because when you start flying by, this is where your mistakes happen, all right? And if you don't test it, it will break. So always read it out loud, right? Belongs to customer. That sounds about right, because like it should read like English. And then what's the last one? Oh man, I'm just not a big fan of what's this? Is this about right? So it should be the same because this is the join table. So I'm going to be going through MealPal Meals for my customers with the restaurant. Same thing with my customer. I'm going to be going through I'm going through MealPal Meals for my restaurants. Yeah. So now I got the models, all right? Let's test it in the rate console. What should I test? That exists. Cool. That's an empty array. Nice. What is that? What is it? Meal, pal, like this? It's one world. Like this? So let's make one. What does it need?
Do you need an exclamation?
Huh?
Do you need an exclamation?
No, this tells me, alright, sorry. So the create with the bang will like tell me the error if it doesn't work.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, little pro tip. Huh?
What would happen if there was no exclamation point? What would it tell you?
Let's find out. Ready? Customer ID is A. And then restaurant ID is 2. Oh, huh. Looks like it took 0, which is also bad. Let's just give it a... Cool. Right? But if I put the bang in there, All right. So generally what happens if you put the bang, it'll print out in your terminal why it didn't work. You know how like when I'm going to make some seed data and I'll show you. It's going to like print out all of the, where's in the config file? Like the standard out. It's going to like tell you like, oh, hey, committed successfully and like create it and everything. So I'll show you. With the bang, when you're trying to do that, it will actually break. Like it'll tell you like, oh, hey, can't do this. But without the bang, it'll just do this. So let's make some customers. Where should we put this data? Wait, do we have... Nice money! All right, I'm going to introduce something called seed to you. All right? Excited about seed? You ever heard me say, seed that database? Well, you just did, so. All right. It's in something called seeds.rb in my DB folder. All right? So let's check my DB folder. Do I have something called seeds.rb? Let's make it. That says seeds.rb, by the way. So, .rb. Is it not? Does it say RD? Oh, that's embarrassing. Let's fix that. Little rename action. A little bit of this. Cool. Ready? And you ever heard of something called Faker? You guys know how to use Faker? Oh, all right. I did? Vicky? Cool. So I'm a blow by then. Ready? So something called Faker. Right? And what this is just a gem. Right? Very much like Wangtron, except this one's much better. So this is all the documentation for it. Right? Cool logo. I think they got sponsored recently. And it says installing and usage. These are what are known as great docs. Right? So let's see installing. Gem install Faker. Cool. Let's do that. Actually, instead of gem installing, so I have to do this, right? That's going to install the gem globally on my system. But if I want it particularly in my file, where would I put it? I got to drop the gem in here. Yeah? So this is going to essentially add it to my like lock file. It's going to add it to my project. So since I did that, since I added Faker, I got a bundle again. Cool. And now I have Faker on my system. All right. So let's open that seed file. Open that seed file. Open that seed file. Let's require Faker. All right. How do I write Faker? Usage. Require Faker. Faker. What is this? Namespace name. All right. So Faker is a module. There must be a class name, and there's a method called name, and it's going to return a random name. That's how I read that. One more time. There's a module called Faker. Right? In there is a class that's inheriting from it, and it's calling a method called name on the class name. It's calling a method called email on the internet class. Yeah? And then what's just going to return me is like random information. So it's really cool because then you can just do this and you can get real lazy. What do we have? Restaurant. Dot create. What do we have? You just have a name, right? Oh man, y'all went hard. I went hard. What is it? Cool. And then a type. What is type? A string? All right, cool. Let's get some interesting Faker data in there. What do we want to use for a name?
Whatever it gives us.
No, there's like, is there like restaurant names? Family Guy? Food? That's like food though. Let's see what it comes up with. If I click food, right, what do I get? Food. So I got descriptions, a dish, measurements. Nah, chill out with that. Right?
Harry Potter restaurants.
You guys want Harry Potter restaurants? All right, I mean, you know, if you speak up, cool. Location, bam! A little bit of this, a little bit of this, bam, cool. What about rating? I mean, it's Hogwarts, man. 5 stars all the way, all the time, always and forever. And we're kind of, you know what? Let's just hard code this magical. Right? Boom, a little bit of that. Right? So I have a bunch of these. Cool. They're all 5 stars. Actually, you know what? This one was okay. And then this one ran out of butterbeer. I was so upset about that. Is this gonna work?
No.
Sure?
Yeah.
Right? This one was closed when I got there. Bad. Right? This one's being renovated. I don't know. What's a 3-star rating? It doesn't matter. It was magical. All right, cool. Bet. How can we test this? Let's go to the console. Just kidding. How do we create everything from the seed data? I just made all the seeds. How would I load the seed data into the database? How would I load the seed data to the database? Rake DB seed. Cool. Nice. All right. So like a little trick that I like to do just to make sure it works is like right in the beginning. All right. This is where all your puts comes in. Puts like making magical restaurants. And then, oops. And then all the way on the bottom, I would puts again, like done with those restos, right? So here's another pro trick, right? How many restaurants did I just make? You use your fingers. 3, 6, 7, right? Yeah, 7? When I ran DB seed, those 7 should be in there. So let's find out. Oh, I didn't save it. That's embarrassing. Well, let's run it again. Oh, dang. Let's run seeds. Ah, what is going on? Oh no, I can't use the use one. All right. So in the beginning, it hit making magical restaurants, and then it said, "Just kidding." The single table inheritance mechanism failed to locate subclass magical. This error is raised in the column type. Okay, where is? Let's debug this. It's a string. And what did I put in the seeds? String. Yo, Vic, you see anything wrong with this thing? The single table inheritance. Oh. Yeah, I can't name it type. Type is a special namespace, right? So it's like a keyword. So let's, Huh? All right, cool. So it's a cuisine now, right? But what is it in my schema? It's type. Huh? Yes, let's do that. How do I do that? What? How do I do it? I can roll back, right? But what did I say about roll back?
It's no bueno.
It is no bueno. So what do I need to do?
Change column.
Change column. Who knows how to write change column? I also forgot. What? Dude, let's do it. You got it, Andrew.
Oh, I've never done the change column. You put the table in, and then you put the
Hold on. Change. What table is it? Restaurants?
change underscore column.
Change restaurants type to cuisine.
Yeah, I don't know how to do this.
That's okay. Don't worry.
Is
Boom.
that how you do it?
All right. This is what we're doing. Little change action. How do we do it?
Change column. Change underscore column.
Like this?
Yeah, and then open parentheses. Or you don't have to open parentheses, but I like to do that so we know what we're working with.
Love it.
And it goes to the table name. Come on. Colon.
Yeah. What is it? All right, so you feed in the table name as the first parameter.
And give them the column name.
And what are we looking at?
I don't know.
Type, and we're changing it to?
I don't know. I was going out that part. I just wanted to.
Yo, you guys want a break? You guys want a break?
The second's cuisine and the third's the types. It's great.
The second's cuisine. I spelled it wrong?
But no.
Yeah, I did.
It's the third one.
It's third.
Wait, what now?
Change type to cuisine and cuisine to straight.
Cuisine.
Yeah, now it's and string after.
That's only if you're adding.
Well, so what you're saying is, this is probably really good for adding a column, but I have to tell it what I want to change first. I want to change the type, right? And I want to change it to cuisine, right? Are you sure this is going to work? Yeah, me neither. So where can I reference that? Cool. Yes, and that is what? Rails change column name. It'll probably just give me some cool one. How can I rename database column? Blah, blah, blah. So rename column to table name, old column, new column. Cool. You got that? So I did that? All right. So I'm not a huge fan of these, but that should be about right. Let's find out. What?
I get the rename column.
Oh, rename column. Cool. That was important. Yeah?
It's good.
Let's find out. So let's check the schema. All right. We have right here. Let's do it. Bam! Just like that. All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right, cool. So now we could try to seed that database. Nice. I'm making magical restaurants, and then I'm done with those dank restos, right? Cool. So how do we check that again? Just got to move along for all you obviously zoners over there. Just going to move. Right? What is it?
Restaurant.
Cool. So they're all in there. Magical. Every time I run seeds, though, something's going to happen. It's going to make more of these. So whenever I run seed, it's going to get 7 more, then 7 more, then 7 more. So if I want to start fresh, I have to do my favorite thing. Right? I got to blast them all first, and then I'm just going to make new ones. All right? Is that cool? Is that cool? All right. You know what? I'm probably going to do the same thing for customers. All right? And then I'm probably going to do the same thing for what? MealPal meals. Is that the class? Yeah, I think so. Cool. So I'm going to do a little bit of this, do a little bit of this. Let's make some magical customers, right? Like you and I. You know, let's get some cool names in here. We got time for that. Oops, sorry. People? Are we all just... Yeah, we're cool people. Yeah, nah? Yes, no? Yay, nay? Oh, no. I'll just drop it here real quick. All right. A little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of this. Oops. A little bit of that. A little bit of that. A little bit of that. A little bit of command option, alt option. Because what was the attribute that we had? Just the name, right? For customer. A little bit of this. A little bit of that. Puts Dunzo. All right. Let's make a bunch of them. Cool. Let's comment this out real quick because we don't have any. So, what do we do now? Seed that database. Oh no, what's going on here? Oh, destroy. It's destroy all with the lowercase. I'm sorry, I got real excited. Do you see how I debug that? with skill. Actually, it just told me. It's like really embarrassing, actually. See that database. Nice, dunzo. That way, at least I see what happens and I can tell where it breaks. This is how to debug your seed data, right? Because if you saw in the beginning, it actually hit. Actually, it didn't even hit anything. But do you remember when it was like making magical restaurants and then immediately broke? I can kind of see what the last put statement is, and then I can figure out where it breaks, right? So we can go to the console. I'm going to move along because some of you are really sleepy from lunch. So, oops. Cool, right? Cool, right? And we need to make the last one. Cool, right? So we have MealPal meal.create. And what does it take? All right, I'll just zone it along here. Yeah? Is that gonna work? Huh?
Yes.
Sure? Yeah, probably. But let's test. See that database. Cool. No one told me about MealPal. That was rude. Huh? Oh, I didn't save. Sorry. Cool. So there's two, right? So now we have our models, right? They're all built. The database is built. The relationships are established. We have to test the relationships, yeah? Let's test. How do I test them? I could check what? A customer, right? That first. And I could check if that person has what? If that person has what? Let's check the relationships. I could check MealPal meals or restaurants. Right? Nothing. Why?
There's nothing there.
Yes, because the customer.first ID is 7. Right? And it's going to keep climbing, right? Because of the way the seed data works. So I'm just going to go back. We'll speed this along. All right, let's just put 2, 2, 3, 4, 4, 1, 3, 4, 2, 1, 5. Cool. All right. I'm going to take this development database, and I'm just going to blast it. It's probably the wrong idea. It's like the wrong call, but it's fine. So we can just... Oh, I think the database doesn't exist, so let's migrate. So when I blew it away, like migrate, deleted, like it deleted all my migrations. So I migrated everything. So now I'm going to see that database. Cool. So now I go to the console and test. And now I have a customer with MealPal meals, right? I can also test, see if this person has restaurants. And the same thing. Remember, I always call first, right? Or I can do this. Sorry. Sorry. Guess I can't do 0. Anyways, I'm getting the first one, right? If I wanted a different way, I can find by the ID. And it could be like 2. Alrighty. And then that, what do restaurants have? It has customers. And it has MealPal meals. Yeah? All right. Any questions on active record, associations? Yes. Models, ORMs.
What I look online, you know how with the last to add columns, you gotta migrate each column with their individual migrate. I saw on my Rails you can migrate multiple columns in one file.
Yeah, if I wanted to, I can just, if I wanted to change in restaurants, the rating to like star rating, I could do that.
Yeah, but we should add. I thought you had to add two different columns. You have two different migration files. You can't write like add change, add artist key and genre key to cuisine.
What?
Can you add two columns? Can you add two columns?
Like add column and add column?
Yeah.
Technically, I could, but I don't really want to because as I look through these migrations, I want to know single source of responsibility. This one is just changing the type to cuisine. Otherwise, I'd have like a really long name. It'd be like change restaurants, like type to cuisine, and also, by the way, change this to this in like one file. You know, like, I'm just gonna make two migrations. It takes, like once you can start copying and you like know how to write it, it takes like another, what, 30 seconds? And then that way, when someone's reading through all your migrations, they can see exactly what's happening. Yeah? Any other questions? That's a good question. No questions? Concerns, comments? All right, thank you for your time.